Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be doing a full decontamination wash of the BFGT in order to see what we're looking at for correcting the paint and cleaning it up on the exterior. As you will see, the car is in really bad condition, however I can see a diamond under all the years of built up dirt and grime. As being in front of the camera is a new experience for me, please bear with me as I learn to relax to explain my processes in the video. So join us on our journey. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hit that notification button for further videos on the GT as it happens. Alright, so I always use protective equipment because I'm using chemicals, etc. So with a first wash like this with this car in the condition that it is, I'm using like iron remover and also just plain dishwashing detergent as well as car soap. So I mix them all together. The reason I'm using those types of soaps on a first wash like this, I want to get all the grease and grime off of it. So as you can see, it's pretty dirty. I would normally use a 3-bucket system. Today I'm only going to use 2, so one for the wheels and just one for the general wash. It'll probably get washed about 3 times. Then we'll clay bar the car as well. And yeah, and hopefully the dogs don't get in our way because security's on site and they're interested in the new smells. So, all right, so we're going to get cracking. We're going to use the foam gun first. This has got dishwashing detergent and car soap in it. So I'll let it dwell on there and try and get off a lot of the heavy stuff, and then we'll do we'll use a hand wash, then we'll foam it again and then wash it off again. The main reason I snow foam all my cars is to soak in the road grime, heavy dirt areas or loose dirt or dust so I can power wash it off to remove as much loose particles so not to contaminate my microfiber mitts or washing water. Loose particles can and will get lodged in your mitt, which will add scratches to your surface. No point in putting extra scratches only to have to remove it by a polisher at a later date. If you don't have a power washer or a foam gun, you can still use your garden hose to wash off as much as you can before you start your hand wash. If you are in an engine bay, it's a good point to ensure you don't force water into the electrics or air filters. Try and protect them as much as you can. So while this is sitting there all being foamed up, I'm going to use a wheel cleaner on here. This is an iron remover, so this will probably have to be done 2 or 3 times because of how bad the inside of the wheels are. But we spray it on like this. It's over everything and in around the Brembos, but at some stage later on in this series that we're doing, we will have all these wheels off and we'll do them properly from the inside out. Some wheel cleaners, like the product I'm using, can be really corrosive to alloy wheels or brakes. So before you use any wheel cleaner, make sure you read the instructions and ensure it's the right product for your application. This product is also safe to use on exhaust tips and paint. Just rinse it off and don't let it dry in the sun. A bit of a scrub in here, just clean up all the dirt. While I'm waiting for the wheel cleaner to do its work on the baked on grime, I grabbed a detailing brush to clean in and around the hard to get to areas in the engine bay. This definitely saves the fingertips in those hard to get spaces and does a great job in removing dirt and grime. Another item that I like to use is a good general purpose multi-cleaner. So this acts like a degreaser with soap applications in it. So where it's dry, we just lightly agitate it and clean up okay. I actually enjoy working in these types of spaces. Simply brush away, then wipe off over the larger areas with your microfiber cloths or mitts, then power wash off to dry. Compressed air or a blower will also speed up the drying process, so don't be frightened to use either of them if you have them. Now the wheel cleaner has had time to do its work, simply rinse away, ready for the next part of the process. As these wheels are extremely dirty, a hand scrub is still needed to remove the stubborn baked on dust. As you can see, it's cleaned up those wheels pretty well. That's just surface stuff that's come off it now. We won't be able to get all the glue and lead tags that were on there off until we're done. But if you look at the water in here that's going down into the drain, it's pretty heavily soiled. So continue on with the next part. I'm going to redo the wheels, let them dwell again, and then we'll wash the wheels. And then we'll go to inside the door jambs and the boot lid and things like that. Using multi-cleaner here just to get everything off the dirt in the areas that are a little bit hard to get in there with a full cloth. One tip I can give everybody, if you've got an AU or a B series or a foul lane, keep these areas clean inside of there, because water sits in there, and of course over time you end up with items like that where it just starts to rust. So something like that I'll clean up and make sure it doesn't go any further than what it is. I like, and probably goes back to the days when I had wedding cars, is door jambs have to be clean, especially when you've got a bride with white dresses. Last thing they want to do is have dirt or grease whilst getting in and out of the car. So this is just a basic clean at the moment, just to get as much dirt off as I can. Items like that, where it's like glue and sticky tape from previous balancing and things like that, I've got to take the wheel off and work on it from the inside, get some tar remover, get rid of some of the little rocks that are in there, etc. And then we'll ceramic coat the inside once it's all done. So we'll do this one wheel and then I'll repeat the process on the remaining three. So I get in there with a wool woolly, gets off most of the dirt that isn't hard baked on there. So at some stage we'll have to use probably like a caramel wheel, which will take off all of this glue and tape and stuff like that. Big wheels like this, it looks nice when you can actually see inside a wheel and see slotted rotors like this has got. Nice brakes, but these are a little bit beat up, and I'll eventually get to them, make them nice and pretty. As you can see here, I'm quite thorough with my cleaning. The other 3 wheels got the exact same process behind the scenes. A point of note though, be careful putting your hands in these tight spaces as there are sharp edges that can cut or slice your skin. Self-care is really needed in this situation. Always start at the top, go side to side, try not to get into a habit of doing swirls, because if you do happen to get any grit or anything like that in your wash net or in your microfibers, then all you're doing is creating circles as opposed to straight lines if you're going backwards and forwards. When washing any car, I always start from the top and work my way around the car in a downward motion. Regular scrubbing the wash mitt in the buckets will reduce the amount of dirt you are moving around the surface. Grit guards in the bottom of the bucket are a great way to clear the debris from your mitt, keeping the surface area as clean as you can. This area here I know is still pretty soiled, I can feel it. You can see in there. So we don't want to reapply that to the paint. Rinse it out before we go to the next one. You can see that's gone and it's now in the bottom of the bucket. So a final rinse is now in order to remove as much dirt, soap and contaminants as you can. So you can see already, like, we're starting to see what the real colour of the car is. Yes, it's wet at the moment, so it still needs work to be done on it, but we can start to see the metallic flake through there. Much better condition than what it was about 2 hours ago. So now we're going to coat the whole car in an iron remover. Just spray it over it like that and let it sit for 5 minutes. Maybe a little bit less in the sun, this part here. And the whole car will get covered in that, including the windows. Now the whole car is covered in an iron remover. I let it dwell for approximately 5 minutes. And I'm then going to snow foam over the top of that so I can start my clay mitt process. There are plenty of ways to do this. I've found that this way I can combine lubrication as well as the iron remover to work together when I'm using the clay mitt. By using the clay mitt, I can already feel the difference, but there's lumps in this side, there's no lumps in this side. It all gets caught onto there and we give it a rinse out. And then we'll wash the car again after we've power washed it. And then that will be the final time that it gets washed before it gets worked on. So after 3.5 hours, we've finally cleaned the car. The car is now ready to be dried. So process today, we'll finish off drying it and we may make a start on the roof. However, it's been a pretty big day, so we'll try and break it up a little bit, but let's get it dry and wipe out the interior and then we'll go from there. So there you have it. After 3.5 hours, we finally have the car ready for the next stage, which is inspection of the paint and then correction. Thanks for watching. As always, if you like this content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for further videos on the GT as it happens. Special thanks goes to my son Cameron Symes from Choppy Edits for creating this film for Straight Line Detailing. Restore, protect, rejuvenate.